Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Sidelines Unite team call. Just so excited to be here with you. It's August 6th already, the first week of August. And wow, this summer is flying by. And I'm just so grateful for this call and this collaboration with some top leaders so that we can just get this month on track. It's so interesting as I've been talking to team members and Sidelines. This topic kept coming up, how, maybe there was a struggle with how to set up your month and how to be really intentional about getting your calendar filled and what to focus on, really. I think sometimes when we don't know what the focus is, we just let days go by, and then it's the end of the month and we're in a panic. So I don't know, have you ever felt that way? So we're just going to work on this together. I saw Marie nod yes. I love it. Me too. But here's the deal. If we're intentional, we can work on this together, and whatever we track grows, right? So when we focus on something and we're intentional about it, that's what's going to grow. And so I just looked up the word intentional just so that we all are clear on what that word means. The definition of intentional is done on purpose, deliberate, calculated, conscious, and planned. So there's nothing there that says, oh, just relax and go to sleep, and by the end of the month you're going to have a great team. It's just like, this does take some planning and some intention, and every top leader has a plan and has a focus. And so I just can't wait for you to hear from some of these leaders and what their plan and focus is at the beginning of the month, so that we can all learn and grab the nuggets that will work for you and your life. So I just want to open with Karrie Lyons, school teacher extraordinaire, mom of 3, another one on the way, RVP. If anyone's busy, this lady's busy. She moved this summer, oh my goodness, and yet she still is working with intention on her Arbonne business. So we'd love to hear from you, Karrie. Oh, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Go. Thank you. Yes, I found this recently, a mom boss.
Yeah.
And with our 4th one on the way in October, I've definitely found that, especially during the summer when I'm off from teaching, I need to have structure every day. Otherwise, next thing I know, it's the last week of the month. So I've really put into place and was very intentional with the move and all these new things to kind of get some structure into my close week and then my beginning of the month routine. And so far it's been working out really well. So I don't have that kind of last day of the month panic and then, the empty calendar on the beginning of the month. So the first thing I do is I always take a look at when close day is. And on my calendar, especially like in July, with it being a Monday, I wrote close day down on July 29th. In my calendar, I still use the old school paper calendar, but on the 29th, it says close day. So my whole mindset was knowing that was going to be the day I was going to work from morning until night, and then again on Sunday. So then when Monday came, it was more of the just tying up the loose ends, but not that, oh my gosh, a panic. So a premature close day, I highly, highly recommend, especially if it falls on a Monday, so you can build momentum over that weekend. It's huge. And people are really available, more available than during the work week, I believe. After that, I call those last 2 days before, or the last 2 days of the month are the hustle days. That's when my family knows our house is going to be a tornado. It's just, the dishes are going to pile up. No one's going to have clean clothes. They just know to expect that. Don't ask me to do anything out of the ordinary. And then, what was I going to say? So that's expected, and not to plan anything on the real close day. So basically the last 3 days. However, the day after close day, I call like my day of gratitude. That is where I then make sure that there is quality time with family, friends. My girls want to go to the pool. We eat dinner together. I make sure that it is a non-Arbonne day that takes away from them. However, I do wake up early in the morning and I go back through to our team reports, or I go to me orders, and I print out all of the orders for my central district. So I have, under my office, go to orders, and then that way I have all the pages of the people that did order that are pretty, direct to me. And that's when I write out my thank you cards. So the list of everyone I use as my checklist, because I have found when I've done this before and I just rely on the online only, I then forget who I left off with, and I didn't have a way of tracking who I'd sent the thank you card out to or not. So I use that as my checklist. But then I literally go through every person that's either a direct PC, or I know that it's a wholesale consultant, not someone that's building. They know that I'm grateful for them. And I do that, with team celebrations and posts and things. But then I print out each person's actual order. And that way I can see their address is there. I don't have to dig through and find some file. I have their address. So I know where to send a thank you card. I can actually make a reference to something that they ordered, or I can see if it's something that's new, or, just so it's personalized. And I always say somewhere in there, I appreciate you, and with gratitude, or love Karrie. And then I take that paper order, and then I do have the Arbonne actual packing box works great for putting our files upright if you aren't a file cabinet person, or you want to be able to take this anywhere in your house. So this is my file cabinet. It's the Arbonne box, and in it are all my files. So I have one for each person. So this, in particular person, if I wrote them their thank you note, I'll check it off on the order list, and then I actually put it into their folder. And then just so I know to follow up with them within a week, I just throw like a Post-it note on there, just so I know that these are the people I need to make sure within a week, and just say, did your products arrive? Did everything arrive okay? And then, so that's pretty much how that works. So day of gratitude is the day after close, early in the morning. Thank you cards are out, tracking who I sent to in case I get interrupted, which usually happens. And then making sure that evening is absolute quality time. I have friends come over for a play date, have my family, and it's a day where if my girls ask to do something, I do not, say no, I can't because of Arbonne. I also, on that day after, I make sure I go through and post any celebrations for my team, just because, people, especially if they got into qual or their finished area, they're kind of waiting for that edification. So it's really important that we edify everyone on our team as soon as possible. And then, let me just make sure I got everything here. Thank you notes. Okay, so then the day after that is pretty much when I kind of get back into that groove of where are my drop-offs at, making sure if I have any here, they're back out into people's hands, or I've made sure I've collected them from the people that have had them, or if there's people that I had messaged, if I sent you a skincare sample, would you try it for 3 to 4 days? Or if I mailed you a protein shake, would you try it? That means I have to actually go to the post office, which I'm not very good about. I'm getting better at. So I have to actually make a day that this is the day I go to the post office. So those are the ones where I don't know how much the shipping is going to be, or this or this. So I have to actually mark it on my calendar now. And those are the ones, or if I have a new preferred client, a lot of times if it's a new preferred client, I'll put in a sample of something they didn't use. So a mascara or a gelée or a tea, but I never know how much the postage is. So those I actually take to the post office, and that's on that day. I put it in with my errands, make sure the drop-offs are all out. And then I also go through my calendar. I do a weekly event at my home every single week, whether it's healthy living or facials. It's a team event. It's open to everybody on my team. That way, it's kind of like student teaching or shadowing. My new consultants, where they still have kind of the first day jitters, they can still come over, hear the presentation, which I do, or if anyone wants to jump in, they're more than welcome, or share their personal testimony. But that way, anyone that they bring, I'd say 99.99% of the time, then become a consultant, a preferred client, or they say, oh yeah, I'll host now that I know what this is. And so I make sure my team knows which days of the week are which weekday of that's going on, because I do one a week. So make sure that's posted for them so they can start inviting. I make a red stamp invite, just very generic invite. So if they want to copy paste, and send out the JPEG, that they can, and it doesn't seem like it's coming from me. So that's that. So then everyone starts with some activity on their calendar, even if it's not necessarily their own personal activity. They've got 4 events right there that I've helped to provide. And that is definitely duplicating my area managers and my district managers that I do have are also doing home events in their home now. So it is definitely something that duplicates really well, and I highly recommend it. And then the next day after that is where I go back into team reports, and this is where I'm looking up the PC rewards. Who has free shipping that expires at the end of this month? I break it down. I look, so now I'd be looking at August 31st, who has the free shipping and rewards that expire, and I send a generic text message that I copy and paste out to each person, but I'll start it with their name, add a little personal twist, just so they don't feel like it was copy and pasted. And I just let them know, just a friendly reminder that you have a free shipping reward that expires on 8/31. Let me know if you need any help or recommendations. And that's the first of many. I then pretty much go through each week and send out another little reminder to them, making sure that happens. I also then change the view to the PC renewals, and so right now I change it to August of 17, and I would see whose renewal is expiring this month, because they most likely do not know that now when they renew, they can also pick out a free gift, which is really awesome. It's just another reason to really encourage people to renew. And then if I'm on a roll, then I will also then look back at all my now the Welcome Back consultants that are part of that Welcome Back program, and see who still needs to place an order so they can get either their free gift, continue their discount, or at the very minimum, place a 150 order so they're considered a new consultant, as far as our bonuses go and whatnot. So that's that. And then what I pretty much spend the rest of my month doing, besides activity and my own personal activities, I then go back through my files in my nice little file box here, and I just look for people I haven't heard from in a long time. And I have another generic text that says something about just checking in to see if you need any Arbonne restocking, before school starts, or before, whatever the next thing is that's coming up. I'm also looking for people that would host, people that have hosted in the past that, would probably be interested in doing it again, color matching appointments. I'll look through Facebook, through my just friends, look for people that I know have never tried any of the products before, and I'll send them if I sent you a, sample of our skincare, would you try it for 3 to 4 days? So I send a lot of if I would you texts, and that kind of sets up the momentum for the middle chunk of the month, and then it starts all over again. So that's all I have, and hopefully that was somewhat helpful, and I'm super excited to learn from the rest of you that are sharing.
I love it. Thank you, Karrie. I love your day of gratitude. I love your weekly team events. Those do work. That's how I went region too, is just staying so consistent and providing that place so that, the rest of the team can learn. And yes, that was a great reminder that we now can offer a free gift for renewal. So yay. And then, love your verbiage as far as, do you need anything before school starts? That's great. I'm going to use that this month. Thank you. So without further ado, we're going to hear from Kendall Stollz on some verbiage for reaching out to people. Who loves verbiage? Just getting some ideas. So yeah, I can't wait to hear from Kendall. She's such a pro.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that, Tami. So I'm a very casual, happy girl, and that's really how I approach my relationships with people. I'm not casual about my business. I will be very clear on that. I am very intentional about that. But when I have relationships, I try to keep the focus to be fun, caring, and very casual. So I do not turn into a business robot where suddenly I have to be like, hello, I have a business with Arbonne. So that is not me, because I'm more like, hey girl, do you need some face stuff? That'll be like amazing. So there's been a couple of things in my world that have really helped me. And one is this book called The 5-Second Rule. I have read the book halfway, but more importantly, I have listened to the TED Talk. So I would encourage you to go on. Her name is Mel, M-E-L, Robbins, and she has a fantastic TED Talk. And it is all about basically 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And this is what I use to talk myself out of not contacting someone. So we all have our chicken lists, or we all have our people that we say in our head, like, well, I haven't talked to them in years. Well, oh my gosh, well, they're a doctor. Or what would they want with Arbonne? And we give our answer ourselves, right? So I wanted to give you guys a couple of examples of some language that I recently used to get appointments. And I made notes to tell you guys too. So I love asking, I'm not sure if this is for you, but it could be. So I have a friend who, Martha, who is a surgeon, and she's been on my chicken list since I started my business 7 years ago. And last month was the first month I asked her to take a look at the business. So yes, even you can have a successful business and still have people on your chicken list. But I reached out to her and said, hi, how's it going? We haven't spoken in a long time. And I texted her, hey, I also wanted to ask you if I could network with you. I'm looking to connect with professionals and talk to them about the biz side of Arbonne. I know you are rocking in your field, but thought if we chatted, you might know some people who are looking for another business opportunity. Would you be open to coffee? So I'm not asking her to look at this business. I'm validating that she is rocking and rolling in her given field, and I'm asking her for referrals. It's what Eric Worre calls the super indirect. And I have not spoken to Martha in well over a year. And even then I was speaking to her about a health issue for a friend. And then prior to that, it had been like 3 years. And I've only met Martha maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. And I'm not Facebook friends with her. She replied back, yeah, I would love to. Let's get together. And then we had a phone conversation, and her response was like, yeah, I know what you're doing with Arbonne. Oh, what white Mercedes do you have? Oh, what do you have going on? Oh, I know lots of doctors who are getting into side businesses. Medicine is very hard right now. And currently, after we've met, she's looking at the business for herself. So let me refresh. Someone I really don't know very well. I am not Facebook friends. I do not hang out with her. I don't see her in the grocery store. We have limited interactions. She's a surgeon, so that to me is a little intimidating. I reach out, I asked her very casually, and she said yes. So if that doesn't inspire you guys to reach out to people that you see all the time or that you are Facebook friends with, I don't know what will. And then I also wanted to share with you guys another, Tami, I think I can take the screen. Yeah, I did. So I wanted to share an example of a text or a Facebook message that I sent recently, and I'm scheduling an appointment with my friend Christy. Now, Christy, I met one time about 5 or 6 years ago at a yoga event. We do not hang out. I've never had coffee with her. I met her and I became Facebook friends with her. We have lots of mutual friends, but she posted on her wall, don't you wish you could just never go back to work and all I want to do is like lay on the beach and be my own boss or something like that. And I sat on that and I said, agreed, been living it for years. That was my post on her post. And then I sat back for about 4 or 5 days and I was like, I really want to reach out to her, but I don't really know her. I mean, we're like Facebook friends, but we don't really hang. And you guys, you know what I did? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send her a message. So before I knew it, I sent her a message saying, hey, Christy, I love your post. What do you mean by it? Because I didn't want to jump in with Arbonne before I knew what the heck she meant by it. She could have been just like, oh, I was just hormonal or whatever. And she says, hey, Kendall, I'm basically dreading the fact that I have to go to work tomorrow. I would like every day to be like a weekend. I understand that. Are you looking for a possibility of change? She's like, it's not feasible right now. I'm a single mom with great benefits. If I was just responsible for me, I would totally be looking for a change. Yes, keeping what you have going is important. So make sure you validate what they're telling you. Arbonne is not like, hey, yo, you can quit your full-time job with those great benefits and start Arbonne Magic. No, you have to validate what they're telling you. And I said, this is such a long shot. So I'm calling out the elephant in the room. This is such a long shot, but all I can do is ask, right? That's all I can do. Would you be open to meeting and chatting about what I'm doing with Arbonne? It might not be a fit for you, but you might know someone it would be for. She's like, I would love to know more about it. I've sampled a few products. It appears to be a great company. What? If I had not done the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and like actually done that, I wouldn't have been able to get that response and engage. And so you're spot on, again, validating what she says. The products are great. Company culture is even better. Well, I'm glad I asked. If nothing else, at least we can catch up. What day is good for you? And so we're setting a date currently. And so you guys, I love being brave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Keep it casual, keep it yourself, and just ask, right? Oh, and I love I love side hustle. I think we really all should be calling Arbonne our side hustle because none of us make this our full-time hustle until we can. So, and really if I said, hey, would you like to open a business? That says scary and expensive. But if I'm like, hey, are you interested in like a little side hustle? You know, what else have you got going on? A little, multi-stream, what's going on? If you talk about, would you like to develop a side stream of income or a passive income? People really don't know what that means. And income to them means job, responsibilities, hard work, all that. But side hustle is kind of a fun language. Anyway, that's what I have to share. So I'm excited for my week.
That's brilliant, Kendall. I love too that you eased into it. You're validating everything she said. You said, I'd love for you to check out what I'm doing with Arbonne, not telling her she should do you know what I mean? It's like you're just, maybe you could take a peek. I love how you did that. So I have one more question for you. So talk about how you're booking your calendar for August as far as like, how would you ask someone to book a presentation for you?
So I ask kind of in that same language. I am a big texter or Facebook message. I rarely call anyone because I can't get them on the phone. And even when they answer, I'm always like, So in August, what I do is I am a color coder with my paper calendar. So I've got all my color codes and I block out when I want to work and when I cannot work. And what's personal, with kids and school coming up and vacation. And I text out usually something like, hey, Liz, what's up, girl? Haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm always like addressing them as their name so that they know it's just not copy, paste, even if it is. I always do that 1 or 2 first sentences, very personal. Love the pics of the kids on Facebook. Oh my gosh, your dog's haircut is so cute. I saw your day drinking and I fully approve. whatever it is that I can see of their life, I try to comment and connect. So then I would say, hey, I've got some really cool things going on with Arbonne right now, and it's pretty exciting. I was wondering if you might help me out. If I brought you a goodie, would you gather a few gals around the table? And for a day of pampering or a day of nutrition or, just a fun night or a fun afternoon. So I always ask in the, if I would you. Now I might know that this friend loves RE9. And of course, we just had our grab bag. So I have a whole box of hostess gifts that I could give somebody. That's the position I'm in my business. If you're not in that position, I call everything an Arbonne goodie because that does not determine the monetary amount. They're going to get our discount. So they save their 35 to 50% anyway. So I'm always doing the if I would you Eric Worre statement, but I definitely make sure my language is happy, fun, related, and personal. Because people can tell when you copy paste very quickly. And I keep it short, by the way. And here's another tip, because this happens to me quite a bit. You text somebody and then you ask that question, right? And then they don't text you back. And then what do? You're like, should I ask again? Do they just ignore me? Oh my gosh, they hate me. Oh, I should just die. I'm crawling underneath the rock. So what I like to do is I text something like, hey Liz, or hey girl, what's up? Then they answer me back. They're like, I'm at work, whatever. Now I know that they are looking at their phone. Now I can go for the ask of, saw your dog's haircut on Facebook. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then I can go to my ask for a get together. Little tip that I've learned. Because if not, then I go, did you get this? And I do the little emoji face that's like this. That emoji face. And then, they're like, oh crap, I forgot to respond to you. So, and I love emojis. So.
Kendall, you're making me giggle. I love this. So, so I wrote this down and I just wanted to add one little thing at the end of your ask. If I brought you an Arbonne goodie, would you gather a few people or a few gals around your table? It would mean the world, and we would have so much fun. Yeah. I always like to say that, and we would have so much fun.
We would have, yes.
Because I think that, like fear could hit someone when you're asking to bring people over because they're like, I have to clean my house. And it's like, I'm going to bring everything. I'll do all the work. We're going to have a lot of fun. Like just. Yeah.
I do reinforce that, and I use a lot of emojis, usually like the party one or flowers or the wine glass or the martini glass. I mean, I do a lot of emojis all over the place.
Really quick too, I know you're like the queen of theme parties. So what are some theme parties? Like I know sangria and sandals, or sandals and sangria. How have you seen that? But
you know what?
Other ones that you like?
I copy from everybody. I don't make any of that up, you guys. So if you think it's me, I am totally copying from all the other VPs. So I know there's makeup and margaritas, sandals and sangria. A lot of it revolves around alcohol. I'm not sure why. I do, Karrie talked about Team Weekly event, and I do like to do fojito and follow-up with my team event. So we make fajitos and we all sit around and do our follow-up together. So that's a team event that I do. But we'll do spa events. I'm a makeup artist, so I tend to do on my team, I do a lot of makeup events. And then of course we really are focused on the core, and then we really focus on the Is Arbonne for You doc.
Great. Well, thank you, Kendall. Appreciate you. I was just picking your brain there. So now we want to move to Amy. She has some great text message verbiage for us.
Well, hello, everyone. Karrie and Kendall, you guys are amazing. And Kendall, I'm going to be sharing a little bit of what you shared a couple of weeks ago on a call, because we were talking about this. It always helps to hear things repeated, right? We can all stand to hear things more than once. So one thing that's really important is 30 asks in 30 days. And why it's so important is because obviously we want to start at the beginning of the month, but if you don't beat yourself up about it. Start as soon as you can, even if that's day 5 or 6 of the month. So you always want to start with your 100-person list, and you want to send this text out to 100 people, and it's something that you can do every day. So I'm going to read the text message. We could probably post it later in the call, but sorry, it's getting a little loud in my house. So the text goes something like this. Hi Rita, it's Amy. I'm reaching out because I'm in a 30-day challenge with my Arbonne team to get in front of 30 people this month for a quick 20-minute overview of Arbonne. I get that it might not be a fit for you, but I'm just looking to spread the word and would love to buy you a cup of coffee if you can help me out. I'll bring you a little gift as a thank you. I know you're busy, so I'll come to you. Would you be willing to be one of my 30? And then, of course, if somebody's out of town, because we don't want to shy away from reaching out to people that are not local to us, ask if you can jump on a video conference with them, do a quick Zoom call, or if they don't have Zoom, do FaceTime. There's lots of options. And as far as the little gift that I take to people, it can literally be 1 or 2 samples in a bag. You can do a fizzy and a tea, maybe a little hand cream sample. So really simple. And then, of course, I know, Kendall, you just mentioned is Arbonne for You. It is by far my most favorite document ever. So I laminated this myself. It's so simple, and this is what I share with people when I ask them to meet with me. It literally takes 20 minutes to go over it. It doesn't take a long time, but what I love is that it really goes over everything, and it's almost like, yes, you're delivering the information, but you're getting it from here. So it's kind of like that third-party validation. That's the way I feel about it. You're just reading from this piece of paper. They see it. So it just makes it really simple. I love that. And, really you're just kind of finding out if Arbonne is a fit for them. And this is just a great way to get your business into momentum. Start at the beginning of the month or as soon as you can, like I said. And obviously we do this along with filling in the 40 faces sheet. We obviously want to do that on a regular basis. And one other quick thing I wanted to touch on that I talked about at our nation meeting also was the 3-2-1. So I really think that this whole text message and 30 asks in 30 days goes so well with 3-2-1. 3-2-1 is reaching out to 3 new people a day, 2 follow-ups, and 1 connect with a team member. And doing this every single day will just get your business into so much momentum. And what I decided to do, and I started doing this in July, was I just have a little notebook. I wrote down the days of the week, and I wrote down 3-2-1. And I did not fill in anybody's name until I literally actually contacted that person, because I know if I just wrote it down and then get busy, no. I waited until I reached out to them, and then I wrote it down. You can also supercharge this. You can do that. Let's say maybe you took a day off for whatever reason. Then the next day, reach out to 6 people, 6 new people. Follow up, do 4 follow-ups. Connect with 2 team members. And somebody might say, well, I don't have a team. That doesn't matter. Reach out to a preferred client. They're still part of your team. They might be a consultant on your team one day. So I think that the 3-2-1 has been amazing and goes hand in hand so well with the text message and 30 asks in 30 days. So that's kind of what I have.
That's perfect. And
You're
we've
welcome.
always learned a little bit of Arbonne every day goes a long way. So it's true. Everything that we're doing adds up, and everything we don't do adds up even quicker, honestly. So I don't know how many of you have read the book, The Compound Effect?
Oh.
Or it's basically the slight edge kind of principle.
The slight edge.
Just how, those daily little rituals add up to be huge. And so that's what we're gonna talk about here. Next is I just want to, again, in that book, The Compound Effect, it says whatever you track grows. And so just keeping your intention and focus on what you want to happen in your business. It might not all happen in 1 month, but it's going to keep flowing. It's going to keep your mind where it needs to be and focus. So I'm just going to share screen a minute, because I just want you to see something that might help you or inspire you to do your own kind of worksheet. Amy, do you mind muting yourself again quick? Thanks. So I have these little, I just pulled up, and this, you don't have to read these word for word. I just wanted you to see a little bit of what I do for each month. This is just my brain on a piece of paper trying to make sense of each month. So this was actually a year ago, August, but I have my affirmations at the top. I have, you know, what I'm tracking for. I wanted to earn area manager bonus and region bonus. I have a goal always to have 30 new sponsors in my district. District manager qualifications, global contacts, because I want to be intentional about that. I want a global business. Who am I focused on? These are people that I really want to take a look at my business. Group presentations, one-on-ones. So that was, let's see here. I'm trying to turn the page. Hold on. That was, oh, sorry, here. Maybe I have to scroll down. Okay, so then September, same kind of thing. I have some of my self-talk up at the top and affirmations. Again, I'm just kind of tracking, you know, where I'm at. And this is all my personal, you know, personal business. And then on the back of this sheet, you could always write your 40 face list and your prospecting list, because sometimes I forget who I talked to or who I gave a sample to. I don't know if you guys have ever forgotten, but anyway, it keeps me, again, on track. So I'm tracking my group presentations. I'm tracking my boot campers and people that I need to touch base with. I'm also looking back at my month before to see who I need to follow up with. So direct sponsors, this was March of this year. Again, I have affirmations at the top, people I'm focused on, talking to about the business, global contacts, direct sponsors. And I'm earning AIT or whatever incentive. So I just wanted to, I kind of made like a generic one so that you guys could see, but this is just for me, but you could make it what you need to see. Like you could put your renewals and PC rewards on there to track that so that you know at the beginning of the month who you need to talk to and just check them off as you talk to them. You could do your 3-2-1s on the back side of the sheet and, you know, write the date of each, you know, weekday in August that you're going to do your 3-2-1 and track that, check it off. You could track your drop-offs, your thank yous, your samples, your welcome back list. So I just, you know, this is just mine. This is just an idea, but I know I was talking to a team member and he said, Tami, I need to know what you're doing. This will keep me so much more organized. I have pieces of paper and things stored in my phone, but I don't have it all in one place. So again, this isn't like from Arbonne. This is just what Tami Rea does to keep myself on track. And, you know, again, I have, so in those, like under area manager bonus or under the incentive, I would just count down, you know, I'd count down from 20,000, or for the incentive, I'd count down from 2,500 PQV. So every time an order goes in or someone new is sponsored, I subtract. So I know I only have 1,800 left or 1,100 left or 750 left. And it kind of keeps me excited throughout the month because I'm watching the numbers count down. Does that make sense? So that's just a little, you know, glimpse of how I keep my own brain organized. You can adjust it to whatever you're doing, but I just want you to realize that, you know, think about it. Any kind of athlete or any kind of professional, when they're making things look easy, it's because they've been so intentional and so on purpose, and they've planned it out and they've practiced and they've put a lot of focus into something, and that's where it starts to look easy. And so bottom line is we just need to treat our business like the business that it is. This is a business that can create a legacy for us for generations to come, but it's not going to be a legacy business unless we treat it like a business and not a hobby. You know, we have to deliberately put it into our calendar and make a habit of doing Arbonne a little bit each day. I was just thinking too about, you know, something we can't do is motivate someone, but the way that we can help someone and encourage is to inspire, and inspire by our personal example and by enrolling people in our collective mission in Arbonne. I know we talk about our why, and that's very personal, but our collective mission is something we can enroll everyone in. For me, when I first learned that what you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream and affects your health, that got me revved up. In my mind, I thought people need to know about this. When I learned that in the United States, the cosmetic industry is not regulated, it is wild, wild west. There's no one protecting our babies against all these chemicals, you know, that good intention moms are putting on. It's just, I want to educate people on this. And so you can enroll people in our collective mission in Arbonne. And that is to let them know that, you know, so many companies are putting toxins into products because they're putting profits over people. And in Arbonne, we're here to educate and teach people that there are safer options for families. And you guys, I'm telling you, that will inspire people to take a look at what you have going on. If you're talking to someone new and they say, "What do you do?" I'm educating people on hidden toxins and how companies are making profits and putting profits over people. And I teach people that there's a safer, healthier way for their families. And so that, you know, it enrolls them in your mission statement, and it gets them excited and intrigued because that involves them. That involves everybody that's living in the United States. So if you find that you're not sponsoring, you need to evaluate where you are and just be honest. The good news about Arbonne is we can start our business over today. We can start our business over tomorrow. It's okay. So just take evaluation of where you are. If you're not sponsoring, maybe you're not telling the whole story. And yes, Amy, as much as I love the Is Arbonne for You sheet, maybe you need to take it one step further and do the whole, you know, healthy living presentation so that they're excited about making a purchase and making Arbonne their lifestyle. Because truly, we're not just selling a product here, we're selling a lifestyle. And again, just if you're opening doors with Is Arbonne for You, the next step would be to get them into the whole presentation, the whole story. If you're not sponsoring, maybe you're not talking to enough people. Are you doing your 40 faces? Maybe you're not talking to the right people. Are you trying to rescue people? Are you talking to people that, you know, because you're nervous to talk to high caliber people, you're talking to people who, you know, maybe need rescuing? That was me early on in the business. I was playing Mother Teresa, and something Carol asked me to do really shifted my mindset on that. She said, "Tami, I want you to write down 25 qualities of a leader." And I thought, wow, you know, I would want someone who's already successful, someone who's eternally optimistic, someone who's a problem solver, someone who can get things done, someone who is a person of their word. They do what they say they're going to do, someone with integrity and tenacity and grit, who isn't just going to crumble when one thing doesn't go the way they thought it would. You know, so really think, I encourage all of us right now, tonight, to take a few minutes and write down 25 qualities of people that you're looking for, people that have leadership qualities. And so these leadership traits. And so that you're really clear on who you want in your business and who you're focused on and who you're going to spend your time with. So, woo, I know we could go on and on. I feel like our time has passed so quickly. This has been a great call, though. I'm going to listen to it again and take some more notes. I have 2 pages of notes right now. But thank you so much to everyone who shared. Thank you for being on the call. I hope this was helpful for you. And yes, we're always open to topics that you would like to hear a little more about. I just want to close with a quote from Thomas Jefferson. "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." So maybe you've never set your month up to succeed. Well, today's the day. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's lock arms. Amy, if you could post that text verbiage again, that'd be great. And thank you again so much for being part of this Sidelines Unite team call. We just appreciate you and always want to add value. We are the next generation of NVPs, and we're all going to the top together. And that is my vision, and that is what I believe that's going to come from these calls. So love you so much. Have a fantastic August, and we'll see you next time. Good night.